stuff like that. There's not a heck of a lot of innovative stuff coming out of that.
Which is a shame. They used to be,
Yeah.
in the 90s, they were really good.
Yeah.
But I recently saw a Marvel writer who is on GoFundMe to pay her rent.
Yeah. Maybe.
And that would never have been heard of in the past.
Yeah. Then you got guys like Peter David, who are legacy guys now. In France, he got stroked in the divorce, but he's like, he would have been one of the biggest writers ever. And he is, just about scraping by. He's got GoFundMe's up, him and his wife are constantly
Steve
fucking
Drew,
themselves
the
out.
amount of people, artists and writers who go broke, or bankrupt, years late, because of medical issues is crazy.
And also you see a lot of people on the convention circuit, and the reason they're on the convention circuit is because it's lucrative. They can, listen, artists do well out of comics because an artist can get a crap rate for a cover. So your artist rate's maybe going to be like, Marvel maybe about 500 quid, right?
Right.
Which isn't great. And that cover though can then be sold on the back market, on the collector market. And so you maybe get somebody who, maybe a Saudi collector or someone who'd come along and throw you like $6 grand a cover. And that is not unfortunate either. So comic artists, especially if you're a very popular comic artist for the big two, can do very, very well. Cover artists, I should say. But in terms of writers, it's all going to be based on the strength of, because if you're work for hire, you'll get paid for the job. That's why it's so important for a lot of people to go independent and hold on to their intellectual property rights, because that's where the real money's going to be. Because a lot of these people are getting paid peanuts, if at all.
Yeah.
Well,
The way I've found to make money is to have a blog writing comics like Sarah's Scribbles, and then collect it all into a book. And I think she's made a living out of it. And there's also a couple of writers and artists who not only do that, but they go around the colleges and schools and they do educational exercises. It's based on things like menstruation and stuff like that. So that's a way of making money.
100%. And there's artists who lend themselves out into the film industry as storyboarders or concept artists. I mean, there's other ways to make money around comics, but in comics, it's not great. Like, but around it, there's plenty of ways around it. I mean, like, for instance, I've done editorial work for people freelance to pay the bills. Like I know guys will phone me up and say, hey, listen, will you go through my script for me for this one? So I'm like, yeah, sure. Now I work a job, so I could not make a living out of comics as is. Now we are like constantly in search of investments, and we recently got enough investment to cover us for, I'd say, the next 2 quarters. And that'll pay for all the art, it'll pay for all the lettering, inking, colouring, covers, etc., the marketing side of things. But in terms of the actual salary for you as the company person, like I won't be taking a salary, and neither will any of the other company directors, you know what I mean? So you're trying to make a product as cheaply as possible, using the cheapest labor possible, with the long run being that hopefully the intellectual property will pay off. But it's like I said, it's a gamble. But as a creative person, there's other ways around comics to make money. I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket, but
It reminds me a bit of the